to the Essence of the Soul,
a safe haven for all souls.
My name is Linda.
And my name is Paris, and welcome to episode 18. Today we're finally getting into the master life path numbers, and we're starting off with life path 11. So with all the life path numbers, one is not better than the other. And I have stressed that, of course, in the very first video we did with life path 1. However, in order to undertake a master life path, you have to take a lot of, different routes and preparations for your soul to even come into a master life path incarnation. So it requires a certain level of mastery, and on the soul journey, you are either on the master journey or you are working your way up to the master journey.
Yeah, so master number 11. So with master numbers, they are old souls that have lived through life paths 1 through 9. They've worked a lot to get to a master level. So they are old souls here with a purpose and a mission to contribute to the evolution of humanity. They hold an intense energy and power that gives them the potential and opportunities to do great things in the world. So master numbers, they play a great role in life, but there is a price that comes with it. Usually they have to go through a lot of obstacles early in age to develop them into their highest, truest potential in order to serve the purpose that they're here for. So as a master number 11, you're considered a highly charged and powerful version of a life path 2. So if you want to learn more about life path 2, we have that in our podcast. You go back and look on life path 2. You can learn a little bit more about the foundation of what a life path master number 11 is. So this means that, your main priority is to develop yourself through doing the inner work and remembering who you are as a master number 11. So like with all life paths, you will also need to walk on your journey of self-discovery.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of leads towards the childhood of a life path 11. So 11s carry the energy of 1, of course, because 11 is 1 in 1. But if you add 1 plus 1, you get 2. So it also carries the energy of a 2. So we have the energy of 1 and the energy of 2. So 11s, they have amazing potential, and they are the type of people where they will always receive a reward in the end, but honestly they are also not dealt the easiest cards in life. They kind of grow up having to figure out who they are, and they have to kind of learn how to be themselves in a way where it's not like they're being for other people, and they have to be for themselves. So they go through this whole thing of they have one authoritative figure. So it could be a parent, even a sibling. It could be anybody in their life who kind of picks on them and kind of it's actually this one person who makes you go through a lot of conflicts, trials, tribulations, things like that. But at the same time, they're pushing you towards a path of self-discovery. So while you're on this path, 11s can be people pleasers. So they want to always please everyone, and they want to do everything for, everyone. So they want to go on the path that other people want for them. But as the 1 energy, they have to learn, who am I really? And how am I going to be the version of me that I want and not what someone else wants? So they honestly just have to learn that self-discovery, and they're very blessed because as children they get to learn that at a young age. So with 11s, they also say there's something very special about how they were born. So if you are life path 11, you can kind of look into what was the story of your mother's birth, or maybe the date that you were born on is very special. It's something that's very special about the day that 11s were born. And then, kind of going back to that 1 energy again, it is just if you go back to life path 1, we talk about the Aries, the fire energy. So they have a part of, fire element in them as well. So as children, they are people who kind of live in their own world. They like to play make-believe, and they're just very patient, emotionally intelligent. They are the people who have so many different talents. They can do a lot of stuff at once. They're the type of life path where you could be really good in math and also be super artistic. And I do personally know 11s who are just like this. And I mean, these type of people, like, they are very, very gifted.
Very
And
talented
yes,
individuals. They can do anything that they set their mind to.
exactly. So, I mean, with that, 11s, they know that they came here to do some sort of shift in society. Essentially, as kids, they think that they have a bigger reason for being here, a bigger purpose. There's a bigger impact. So they come here to shift something in society, and they see the world differently from others. They have a different lens or a different vision, and a lot of them come here knowing that they are going to shift the world, so they already have that idea.
Yeah, a lot of times it's because master number 11s, they're very intuitive and they're very connected to the spiritual realm. They're able to receive downloads from the spiritual realm, and they're able to bridge their conscious and unconsciousness, which allows them to receive this psychic information. So in a way, they are kind of like psychic too.
Yeah.
That's, part of their gift is receiving these visions, these ideas that just come out of nowhere, and they just like pop up in their heads.
Yeah.
So master number 11s, they typically with master number life path, they actually don't develop their gifts until later on in life, and this is partially because they need to discover who they are first.
Yeah.
So 11s, they do develop more slowly, and they don't begin to see their successes or gifts until around the middle of their life, around ages of 35 to 45. And so this is when you've already developed further in your journey, of course. But yeah, as a master number, you do play a crucial role here. So growing up, like Paris said, you will have like an innate feeling that you have a higher purpose for being here. But part of that journey is discovering what it is. Master number 11s, they work really well with people because of their patience and their cooperative nature. They're very emotionally intelligent, and they're often the peacemakers in the people around them because of their empathetic nature. So 11s, it's funny because you actually have a great sense of humor, and you actually inspire a lot of people around you because you are very intelligent and you're very spiritual in a way. Even if you don't feel spiritual, you have this intelligence to you that allows people to feel drawn to you. When you start to realize your true potential and your abilities and your gifts, this is when you'll be able to receive more of the rewards that comes with a life path 11.
Yeah.
And you'll realize that the challenges you go through are actually not even, big of a deal compared to like the gifts that you receive in life.
Yeah.
So you have more blessings than there are challenges too. The lucky thing about 11s is that you actually don't really need to do too much. You are more of like a light in this world. You just have to shine your true, authentic light and be the person that you are here to, impact the people around you. 11s, they have really brilliant ideas that they can manifest here on earth, which makes them very inventive and creative individuals. And yeah, like I said, master 11s, you are master healers, so use your abilities to heal the people around you as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think one thing about 11s is that because you guys grow up so smart and intellectual as well, you guys are also very curious souls. So you have this tendency to, as a child or even growing up, you always want to ask questions. You want to know more. You're like a continuously like learning like soul, type of soul. You want to know more about everything, like why is the sky blue and what happens after we die, and just these very complex type of questions that maybe your parents honestly just don't know how to answer. So even as children, you kind of grow up a little bit frustrated as well because you don't know all the answers, and your parents might not even tell you the answers because your parents also don't know the answers, but your parents are looking at you like, why is my child so
Different.
different, developed in a way that, most children shouldn't be thinking like that or things like that. But at the same time, it's just because, in a sense, you have this, so they do have that fire energy, right, which is the 1, but they also have the water energy, which is the 2. So when we move into the 2, which later in life, we're talking now that you're starting to evolve a little more, because then we start to get into like the blessings of what the life path 11 kind of brings here. So the 2 energy is like you learn that divine mother, right? So we have life path 1 is the divine father, life path 2 is divine mother. But here, you start by understanding. So once you understand who you are and you go through these things as a child up into a teenager, up into like young adult, you're learning who you are, you're standing up for yourself, you're standing your ground, and you're also like, you're letting go of other people's expectations, and you start to live in your own story, in your own light, and everything for yourself, kind of like a life path 1, right? But then here you also have the energy of a 2, which is beautiful, because the second part of your life is when relationships start becoming very important to you. So like you were saying, with like, make sure that you use these gifts to heal other people, it is like that too. But they also say that it is very important for 11s to have at least one person in their life who they can connect with on a soul level. It is extremely important. So if you do have like at least one person that you really trust, and this can be in romantic, it could be a best friend, it could be your brother, your sister, like whoever it is, at least have one person to understand you, because this person is actually going to help you understand connections and relationships in your life and things like that. So you have like just this need for a partner as well, because you also have emotions and feelings, and you're very spiritual. The way that you think is so different as well, that you need one person to at least understand where you're coming from. So, and the thing for 11s too is like, it's just the older you get, of course you have so much curiosity, but you also have this energy of, what am I going to do in life? Like, I have a bigger purpose. And it could be, for 11s, it could be like, I need to move out of the state. Or 11s are like, I need to like change my entire life and go help the world or help society or go volunteer or something like that. 11s, they're here to make a difference in the world. And I mean, that goes for all of the master numbers. But at the same time too, it's like, I love 11s because they also are the type of people where like, or all master numbers, I'm sorry, a lot of the things just come to them easily. You're literally gifted with things that come easily, but at the same time, you have to go through trials and tribulations and a hard childhood and like a hard, figure, like somebody who's in your life who's pushing you. But like, once you find yourself, and that's the whole point of the 1, is to really find yourself, know yourself, and then you eventually just evolve, and a lot of things start attracting to you more. So that's the beauty of the 11. You have natural abilities, you can do multiple things. And they say too that like, don't hold yourself in one place. Like, you have so much talents that like, you can go from one job to another and you'd be amazing at it.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine to like, specialize in one area for a bit and then move on to the next that you are interested in. And most likely, whatever that you are drawn to and you're interested in, that's part of your purpose. You're meant to do more than just one thing. As a master number, you're here to do a lot of things on your mission and your purpose.
Exactly. And for you 11s, you guys have claircognizance, which is that inner knowing. You know when things are going to happen without even actually knowing.
Which is that intuition.
Yes.
Master intuitive.
And that's exactly what you guys are, the master healer, the master intuitive. And you also have a sense of clairvoyance, which is seeing, and then also clairsentience, which is feeling. So you have all of these like gifts, these abilities. It's all like those higher level chakras, right? Where it's so spiritual, it's so deep, it's so emotional, it's like fluid, And so I think 11s, like the biggest thing here is that know who you are, know where you're going in life, and don't do anything that you wouldn't do for yourself, like do everything for yourself, because you carry that 1 energy that's all about individuality. And once you get older and then, you find your partner in life, or you find sort of relationships that resonate with you, you're going to start understanding how your influence on other people can make a big difference in life. So yeah, and another beautiful thing about 11 is that even though you guys may feel like the odd ones out as well, it doesn't really matter to you. It's kind of similar to life path 7, where the 7s, like, they don't care. They don't care what other people think about them. 11s are kind of like that, because they don't like to be like everyone else, because it's kind of boring. Like,
yeah, of course.
And just like the 7 has so much talents, the 11 also has so much talents, gifts, like things they can do. And the reason why is because you are meant to be in this authentic like journey of yourself. Like everything that you do is unique to you, and you need to embrace that. And so if people think that you're weird, or oh my god, why does she do this, or why do you do that, things like that,
You're meant to stand out. You're meant to be
Yes.
different. You're meant to be unique. So whatever it is, find yourself and, stay strong in who you believe yourself as, because that's part of your journey, which is the self-discovery journey. And that's when you will be in your most authentic and highest alignment of a life path 11.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll go into some challenges. I know Paris mentioned, 11 being a combination of the 1 and the 2. So this can actually be a double-edged sword too, they say, because holding energies of a 1 and a 2, they're completely polar opposite energies.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of learning to balance and master the two energies so that you can be in alignment. So like Paris said, 1 is masculine, 2 is feminine. A big part of their challenge is, if you don't learn how to balance these two energies, it can actually, reflect back onto you. So internal conflicts is what happens here.
Yeah.
So a lot of times this can cause frustration, anxiety, or depression when you're not able to release, energies that you've accumulated from, being around people, because you are an empath as well.
Exactly.
11s, they also hold a lot of great abilities and power, but also they deal with consequences of self-criticism. And if you don't know how to channel this energy, this could put you on, the negative vibration for not, being in alignment with the life path 11, and maybe not even fulfilling, your purpose and your mission here as well.
Yeah.
So maybe being more self-conscious is something that you have to work on, but you have to have an inner knowing that no matter how much you try to blend in, you will always stand out, because you're meant to stand out as a master number 11. Master numbers, that's their purpose, is to be the light, be unique, and be different.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with that, it's like 11s, you need to also remember that you are also here to break the chain. You're here to be your true authentic self so that you can just thrive in this beautiful master incarnation where you're here to change the world and challenge others and challenge yourself in a sense, So step out of your control, like step on to your own feet and do the things that you need to do for yourself, So did you want to go into some career and love for?
Yeah, so we can go into some love for life path 11. So like Paris said before, it's important for you to have someone that, you can truly connect with on a deeper level, that understands you and comprehends, what goes on in your mind and what you're going through and stuff. And typically this will be, preferably your partner, of course. Your partner should be the one that is able to ground you and stabilize you and help balance you in your soul's evolution. So 11s, you're one of the most sensitive and intuitive people out there, out of all the life paths. So naturally, you'll be able to fulfill your partner's needs because of this. If you feel mistreated, on the other hand, you can react with using like personal criticism that could, really hurt others.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you are very good communicators and listeners who strive for harmony in your relationships, which is that 2 energy. So commitment and loyalty is very important for you. So it's important to find a partner that, shares those same values as you. Having a partner that is stable and empathetic will also help you, really balance yourself, because you do tend to accumulate stress that has been, held in over long periods of time, which can develop into depression and anxiety. So 11s, they also need a lot of their alone time, independence, and space. So make sure you have a partner that isn't too needy or too clingy as well, because having this space to just be in solitude, to release all of the energies that you've been, surrounded around. As, an empath, you do absorb a lot of these energies. So make sure you do find something that allows you to detox as well, and a partner that allows you that space.
Yeah.
So some compatible life paths for a master number 11 is a 2. So of course, you do hold that 2 vibration as well. So this is a very, very good connection and match between the 2 of you, because you guys have the same values, you speak the same language, and you both desire harmony in your relationships.
Yeah.
Another life path that could be compatible is a 6. So sixes are actually very protective, but they also hold a safe space for 11s to open up emotionally. And this allows for like a healthy foundation between the two of you. And another life path that could be an interesting match is a life path 8. So eights are kind of what they say opposites attract. So 11s, you have a very compassionate nature that will allow you to balance the strong-minded life path 8. And so going into career, we can talk a little bit more about, what will fulfill you as a life path 11. So a lot of times, master numbers, they're very intuitive, especially as an 11. You might find that you get drawn to certain fields or areas, and whatever it is that you're drawn to, that is what is lighting the path for you. That is where you're meant to go in. A lot of times what strays you from your path is your self-doubt and your fears. So this is something that you might have to work on. Otherwise, it'll steer you away from your path. And if it's not that, then it could be low self-confidence. This is something that a lot of master numbers have to deal with is, their self-esteem and their self-confidence because of society, right? Because you don't fit in, you might feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to be in this because I don't blend in, or the materialism of society kind of steers you away from, the careers that you might be interested in because maybe they don't make as much money as, society says you need to be making.
Yeah.
So your main purpose is to heal humanity, which could be through working with people, teaching, or even through the creative arts, which could be fulfilling to you. A lot of times, master number 11, they don't really care too much about, professional success, like status, fame, and money. But this could be an area that you could, go into because it could help with your self-confidence, right? Because when you have that reputation, you have more of like a status, you feel a little more confident, right?
Yeah, I think for 11s too, it's so amazing because every single 11 has a different type of healing ability. So whether you're an 11 and you don't know if you have a healing ability or not, trust me, you definitely do. You chose this incarnation for a reason. And it's different from every other 11. I mean, of course, like just generally, you know what I mean? But like if you are like somebody who loves herbalism, you might have a gift in herbalism. You might have a gift in energy healing. You might have a gift in being a nurse, or just whatever it is that you're doing. Just know that you do have some sort of gift, and it has to do with connecting with people. So that's a very beautiful thing about Life Path 11. So if you do know multiple of them, you'll see that each of them have their own unique ability that's like, just made for their own character in life. So they are very much healers in a sense. So even if that's not in your professional career, just know that it is who you are as an individual. It's already in, within you. So you have that already.
I want to add that a lot of times healing doesn't really necessarily mean you have to heal people physically. Like, I mentioned, you can heal through creativity and art. There's artists out there that put out, their heart and pour their heart into their art, and they inspire people that way. They heal people through their art, or even like musicians, right?
Yeah.
They make music that heal people. Whether, it's through the creative arts or actually working with people, whatever it is you're interested in, go into that because that's where you'll be able to heal the people around you.
Yeah. All right. You have any advice for 11s?
Yeah, I have a little bit of advice. So 11s, like you do have you're in your head a lot because you receive a lot of information from the spiritual realm. And sometimes when we live in this physical realm, not a lot of people will understand you. So my advice would be to surround yourself around people that are like-minded, that are going to comprehend and understand you for who you are. And also find a hobby that allows you to transmute your internal conflicts, whether it's through meditation, yoga, walking in nature, or finding some sort of like, physical hobby that allows you to just be in the present and not have to, be so much in your mind a lot.
Yeah.
Also, like, being a master number is not easy. As a master number myself, it's very challenging. We go through a lot of challenges early on in life. Just know that don't be too hard on yourself. You know, when you do come to realize being a master number, you have, you know, a lot of purpose here. It can be, you know, hard on yourself because you feel the need to find what it is, and then you start, you know, becoming frustrated because you don't know exactly what it is. It's part of the journey of self-discovery, and the more you learn more about yourself, the closer you'll get to fulfilling your purpose and mission. So one thing I will say is, you know, when your inner world is chaotic, most likely your outer world is a reflection of that. So work on yourself, work on healing your inner self, doing the inner work, doing the shadow work. And when you start becoming the best version of yourself, that is when your outer world will be just as harmonious.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess my only piece of advice is just make sure that you're feeling okay with where you are in life. You know, you go through struggles, and just find yourself as best as you can, and know that you already have so much healing within you. You can give so much to the world, and just know that you do have bigger things in life that, you know, you always knew as a child up until this, you know, whatever age you are now. And I will say, just trust the process. You know, you guys came here for a reason. If you are an 11, you chose that for yourself. You chose this life path for yourself. It is not an easy life path to walk, but at the same time, you are just gifted in a sense where the universe will help you. You are somebody who will receive things quicker than other life paths, and it's a very beautiful thing. So enjoy yourself and give yourself love, give yourself time, kind of like what Linda said, you know, and just recognize those gifts that you have within already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is Life Path 11. We hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our social media pages. It really helps us get our knowledge and wisdom out to, you know, other people that may find this information useful. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.